Good day, everyone. I welcome you all to another episode of acid derivative. Acid derivative. What I mean by acid derivative, these are organic compounds that are derived from acid. And please, the acid I'm talking about in this sense is not your normal hydrochloric acid, your normal inorganic acid. No, I'm talking about organic acid, which is known as carboxylic acid or alkanoic acid. Is that you call it carboxylic acid, or you call them what? Alkanoic what? Acid. So, so the functional group for acid amine is CONH2. Let me use that. For halide is COS. For ester is COR. Okay. Let me put R here so you understand better. While for acid amine is RCO. Please, here is 2 and here is what? Is O. So this for acid anhydride. So let's start with the acid amine. If you have something like carbon, hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen. Now, if you look at this structure, the carboxylic acid is being replaced. The OH in carboxylic acid is being replaced by what? By amine. As long as it's being replaced by amine, we refer to this as what? As acid derivative, which is an acid what? Amide. And how many carbon atoms do you have? There is 2. So it's called ethanamide. Ethanamide. So if you have 1, 2, 3 hydrogen, here is hydrogen, here is hydrogen. Let's draw the carboxylic acid. Now, this one here is called 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a carboxylic acid. So you refer to this as what? As butanoic acid. When this OH is being replaced by NH2, is now called butanamide. Butanamide, which is also referred to as what? An acid what? Derivative. What if you have R, C, O, and here is S? We refer to this as what? Acid halide. If this, please remember, the S can be chlorine, can be fluorine, can be bromine, and can be what? Can be iodine. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, let me put S here first. As long as you are seeing a compound like this, it's called ethanol. Please, ethanol here will now be what? Halide, because of this S here. And assuming here is chlorine, it will now be what? Ethanol what? Chloride. Fluorine, ethanol fluoride. Iodine, ethanol iodide. Bromine, ethanol bromide. Please, the reason why it is called ethanol 1 and what 2. What if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 hydrogen, carbon, O, and here is what? Is fluorine. So your mind will now go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is what? 5 is pentanol. Then fluorine is what? Fluoride. So that will now be the IUPAC nomenclature for this structure. What about for ester? Please. Ester is COOR. Please take note of that. Ester is COOR. So in that situation, you're going to have something like RCOO, and here will be what? R. Yes, it's correct. So if I should replace this by carbon, let me just put a CH3 here, and here is what? A CH3. So your mind should go to this one. What is here? What is here? It's methyl. Methyl. How many carbon atoms do you see here? 2. So 2 is what? Butanoate. So if we have something like this, and this place is replaced by C2H5, so the first that will come to your mind is this is what? Ethyl. So you call this ethyl 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is what? Butanoate. If you now have, here is C7. Okay, let me remove C3H7, COO, and here is C3H7. C3H7 is called propyl. Now, C3H7 plus this one now is now how many? That's 4 carbon atom. 3, 4. So it's now called propyl what? Butanoate. Propyl butanoate. If you now have something like that looks like this, C4H9, COO, then here is now C3H5, sorry, H7. What you have to do is that, first of all, circle this part out. How many carbon atoms do you see here? Here is 5. And how many carbon atoms do you see here? 3. So 3 carbon atoms is called what? Propyl, while the 5 is called what? Pentanoate. So this is what you are expected to know. But in this situation, in this case now, this is called acid anhydride. When water is removed from an acid, the product that is formed is called what? Acid what? Anhydride. Let me show you something real quick. If you now have something like CH3, CO, here is 2 and here is O. How many carbon atoms do you see here? 2. So 2 carbon atom is now called what? Ethanoic acid anhydride. So if it is 4 carbon atom will now be butanoic acid anhydride. 6 carbon atom will now be hexanoic acid anhydride. 10 carbon atom will now be decanoic acid what? Anhydride. The reason why you are using the anhydride is because water has been removed from that particular acid. Now listen, let's just do a little experiment. If you have OOH, if this hydrogen is replaced by an alkyl group, the product that will be formed is called ester. Please, the product that will be formed is called what? Ester, which can be called an alkanoate. But if this halogen and this oxygen is now removed and you now put S, the product that will be formed is an acid halide, which can be oil halide, metanoid halide, butanoid halide, pentanoid halide. And the halide can be fluorine, can be bromine, can be iodine, and can be chlorine. But if this place is removed again and NH2, which is an amine group, is replaced, then can I call this what? An amine acid amide. And this acid amide is also referred to as what? An acid derivative. So in this situation, this can be propylamide, ethanamide, pentanamide. But at the end of the day, please take note. In for amine, a suffix mide is always used. Here is oic halide or oic what? Halide is always used. While ester can also be referred to as what? Ethanoate. Sorry. Yeah, alkanoate. Let me use that. Alkanoate. While for acid halide, the acid halide is also used as a what? As a suffix. So it can be ethanoic acid what? Halide, butanoic acid what? Halide. So this is exactly what you are expected to know in acid halide. But I have a few questions. For acid amine, acid halide, ester, and acid anhydride, which of the following is not a which of the following is not a carbonic group or a carboxylic group? Let me use that. Which of the following does not belong to the carboxylic group? So if you look at all of them closely, please take note. Acid amine, acid halide, ester, and acid anhydride, all of them have the carbon to oxygen functional group. So as long as they have the carbon to oxygen functional group, all of them, they belong to the group called the what? The carboxylic group. And all carboxylic group belong to the carbon to oxygen what? Functional group. So this is what you expect to know under the acid derivative. And all acid derivatives are derived from organic acid. And please take note, the principal organic acid is known as what? Carboxylic acid or alkanoic what? Acid. If you have any problem regarding what I've explained so far, please go to the comment section and ask your question. I'll be there waiting for you to tell you your answer. But don't forget, acid derivative, they include acid amine, acid halide, ester, and acid anhydride. The question I have for you is, the other name for ester is dash. The other name for ester is dash. And please take note, there is one between ester and ether. Ether is not a carbon to oxygen, is a carbon to oxygen functional group, but it's not a carboxylic or carboxy group. So please take note. Ether is ROR, while ester is RCOO. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in our next episode. But for now, goodbye.